And now we are live, so it's happy time. From the toilets to titles, podcast network studio. I don't know what rhymes with studio. Oh wait, Marco Rubio. No, he sucks. Old McDonald's. E-I-E-I-O. Yeah, that's it. E-I-E-I-O. You'll hear George laugh at every fart joke. That's why Jason is his favorite bloke. Rich brings the Fritos. We won't wear tuxedos. Joe leaves the screen now and then. It's because he's old and has to pee again. Kick up your feet and grab a drink. We draft random crap to help make you laugh. So enjoy the show. And away we go. The host makes up the rules as we go. Here's Justin Stevens. Away we go.
All right, and welcome back to the Funday Draft Show. My name is Justin Stevens. I am here with the group. We've got all the regulars back for this episode. This is Season 3, Episode 3. And tonight's show, we are drafting bank robbers to perform a bank robbery for us. And our bank robbers are only going to be actors and actresses. All right, living actors and actresses. I'm going to get to the rules more so in just a little bit. But real quick, I just want to say hi to the group. Everybody knows who you are. We've got a long show, and it is now 11:40 at night. So we'll make the introductions quick, but I'll start right here with my man to the side of me. And George, we'll go around the horn. How's it going tonight, buddy? Did you have a great Saturday?
I've had an absolutely amazing Saturday. I've consumed more wrestling today than my wife normally allows me during a whole week. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Just got done watching first night of WrestleMania. Throw your ones up, acknowledge your tribal chief. Let's go.
Yeah, that WrestleMania is exactly why we had to push the show back, but very grateful to everybody that were willing to let George go a little extra nerded out today. Jason, I know you had an Epcot day today, right?
No, we're going in the morning, so I'm not getting much sleep. Yeah, we're going first thing in the morning, so I'll be doing this show, going right to bed, up early to take the family to Epcot. So,
all right, so big sacrifice for you for George. So that was awful nice of you. I didn't think you even liked him. Frito, my man, long time no see. We're glad to have you back on the show tonight. Drafting actors and actresses. Would you say that you're well versed in actors and actresses?
I mean, since I work with them every day, so yeah.
Yeah. You're the one that signs them for the Fritos commercials, right?
There you go. I work with Chester all the time.
For what it's worth, I've been eating a lot of Cheetos lately. I'm sure it shows in the cheeks. Joey, how's it going, my man?
It is going great, and my Saturday has been perfect because it's a perfect Saturday for me, and that is nice and relaxing and quiet. I love it. So I've had plenty of time to, mull these people over, these actors and actresses that I want to draft, and hopefully this time I get myself a gold medal.
Yeah, and you've got that nice energy drink tonight, so you're ready to roll. So the next guest. We've got Sully and Brayton, and we usually get about 15 words between them. So let's see if we can get more than 4 of them in the intro. So how's it going tonight, guys?
Pretty good.
Doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, you've been watching a lot of movies lately to try to brush up on your actors and actresses?
No, not really. He doesn't really know anyone, so he has to ask me.
Definitely not taking this super serious, right? All right. Let's see.
To be fair, I just counted. We were over 15.
Nice. Yes, and we did the shopping list, and so here's the thing. I bought a bag of Cheetos that were just strictly for me last week when we went grocery shopping, and I even told my son and his girlfriend that they can. Also, hashtag not a sponsor. So Frito, we need to be working on that real soon. If you need to get another promotion, that's fine. I don't care how many hours you work. Let's make this happen. But Cheetos, yeah. So I told my son and his girlfriend they cannot have the Cheetos. They're my Cheetos. And then it wasn't like 4 hours later, he came to me and said, "Dad, is it okay if we eat the Cheetos? I promise I'll buy you another bag." And of course I said, okay, well, obviously they want them. If I told them no, and then they still got and I haven't seen that bag. So we're going grocery shopping tomorrow. I'm getting my Cheetos. But enough of all that. We are not going to be able to draft Chester today because we have to draft the actual human beings. We can't draft their fictional characters that they play in the movies. Otherwise, fictional. Okay. All right. Well, whatever world you live in, I want to live in that one. Let's see. So I do need to go over house cleaning. Obviously, we got to do some house cleaning stuff. So real quick, I do have a word from our sponsor, Rival Fantasy. For those that aren't already aware, Rival Fantasy is the newest evolution in fantasy sports. Rival's all-in-one fantasy platform has changed the fantasy sports landscape. From fantasy bingo, where you mark off boxes of achievements that your players accomplish on the field, to season-long and best ball leagues, to mock drafts and challenges, and more. They have the perfect user-friendly website and app for you. So send a challenge to your friend or send a challenge to your rival and tell them to put their money where their mouth is. But your first deposit of up to $200 will be matched, plus an additional $25 just for using that link, joinrival.com/titletribe. That's joinrival.com/titletribe. All right, so here's how this draft works. So if you would, Jason, could you please bring up or you already have the draft board up. Let me hit the button here. All right, I have the list of the rules there off to the right. If you could maybe zoom in on that if you can, or yeah, that should work. I should be able to read that. All right, so normal rules of the draft are still going to be the same. So all of the final pick approvals are through me. If there's any kind of there it goes, he got rid of it. There we go. So if there's a dispute, usually we can talk it out. Maybe we take a vote, but at the end, if it absolutely comes down to it, I make the final decision. The first 2 rounds are safe. So no matter who we pick throughout the draft, the first 2 rounds, no matter what, are safe. They cannot be taken by the wheel of consequences. You must spin that wheel of consequences at least twice, but it has to be after the 3rd round and before the last round. For this one, it's the 8th round is the final round. We're not going any more than 8 rounds. Let's see. If the wedge lands on something that can't be done, then the wedge will stay in the wheel, and we'll have to spin it a second time. If it still can't be done the second time, we're just going to move on. I think I said we have to spin it twice, but maybe I didn't. You do have to spin the wheel at least twice. Actors and actresses must be currently alive today. So if you hear me talk about Betty White, that's just because she's one of my personal favorites of all time, and that's just an example. I don't want to tip my picks to the other guys. And then let's see, they must have played in at least 3 movies or Broadway level plays on IMDb. And yes, George, I saw your message in the chat. They can be voice actors because nobody on Twitter is going to vote for voice actors. Nobody knows who those people are. So I'm okay with it. Now they have to be in at least 3 movies, and they have to be credited as playing a character, like actually acting. They can't be themselves. Like, for instance, Donald Trump is credited on IMDb for like 40 different roles on there, and only 2 roles did he not play himself. So he doesn't count. The other 38, he played himself. And one of those, he played a VIP patron at a strip club. So technically, he kind of played himself there too. But anyway, the other example I gave was Joe Biden, because he actually does, political stuff. He doesn't do a whole lot of television. He only is credited for 5 roles, but all 5 of them are Joe Biden. So he definitely doesn't qualify either. You get the picture. If they do 20 roles and only 3 of them were they somebody else, then you can draft them. Let's see. An actor can only be chosen once. regardless of their job that they have in the heist. So if Jason takes Betty White as his getaway driver, then I can't take Betty White as my safe cracker. So once she's off the board, she's off the board. They can't be chosen for another job. All right. If an actor changes teams, then the new team owner can keep the actor's current job or change it if they choose, unless they are given a player with a role that they already have filled. So if I already have my safe cracker and Jason gives me Betty White, who is a safe cracker, then now I have two safe crackers. In that case, the one that's coming onto my team, Betty White, I have to give her the new role. The one that was already on my team gets to keep the role. Let's see. Did I pretty much cover everything?
I'll figure it out as we go along.
All right. Yes, this one's a little bit more confusing. I do want to say real quick what we are drafting. We're going to be drafting 8 different actors and actresses. We're going to be drafting somebody that is the brains of the operation. You can see them in that column there to the right. So we have to draft somebody that's kind of going to run the show for us. Like we're in charge. We're building the team, but we're letting them do all the work because we don't want to get in trouble. So we're drafting somebody that's going to be the brains of the operation, somebody that's going to be the undercover insider. So this is like somebody that actually works for the bank, that can get the inside information for us. The muscle. So obviously that's pretty obvious. The brute, the one that's going to do all the heavy lifting for us and that sort of stuff. The safe cracker, recon. For those of you that don't know, that's kind of like the person we send in beforehand to kind of do the recon of the bank, to get the layout of the bank, to see, how many employees they have, what hours the security officers are on duty, and all that good stuff. So the recon person does reconnaissance for us. The lookout and timekeeper. So that's the person that's going to kind of stand at the door and keep the watch. And, hey, we only have 1 minute and 20 seconds before the police are usually here. They're going to keep track of that and give us an update and watch to make sure nobody's coming in. And then you've got the grunt or the minion. So this is the person that's on your team that you can pretty much tell them to do anything and they have to do it. Like they're that type of personality where they'll just pretty much do whatever they're told for the good of the team. And you can kind of boss them around and they'll just go do it. So they're like the worker. They're ultimately, when somebody gets screwed at the end out of their share, it's usually that person. And then the getaway driver. That's pretty self-explanatory too. That's the one that's going to help you get away because they're going to drive away. All right. Now, draft order is based off of our total average finish up to this point of this season. We're on episode 3 of season 3. So after the first 2 episodes, if you would move the screen over there, Jason, George currently has the highest finish. He does get that 50% penalty for missing last week's show or the show 3 weeks ago because he was sick, and we're okay with that. But he's still in first place because he got first in the first episode. So he's at an average finish of 1.5. Next to last is going to be Joe because he just keeps finishing second. Jason is going to be going third to last. I'm in the middle. Rich is drafting before me because he missed one of the episodes as well. Sully, you get the second spot, and then Brayton, you are in the first spot because Sully beat you in the one episode that you guys were in together by like a vote or two. So I'm assuming you guys did not vote for each other. Brayton, you've had plenty of time to think about this. I know you said that you're not really into actors and actresses. So this should be interesting. You might be able to kick us off with another Mike Wazowski pick here. So let's see what you got, and also designate what job that person is doing.
So I get to lock in, like I can choose. I don't have to choose brains. I can choose like muscle right now if I wanted to.
Yeah. Yep. You can choose any one of the categories.
Okay. Then I will choose muscle. And I will choose Hafthor Bjornsson.
Yep, there you go.
The mountain.
Yep, the mountain.
From sounded familiar.
I'm just give me a minute because I'm Googling how to spell the name.
I was going to tell you could copy and paste from my list, but I did have him on
Hurry
the
up,
list.
Jason.
I think it's a great pick, and it's kind of current pop culture, so could potentially get you some votes that way too.
Yeah, recency bias for the viewers. Recency bias when it comes to voting, I think definitely is a factor.
There we go.
And then if you would next, like before that, type in muscle, so that because whenever we hit the wheel, there's a chance that might change, and we all need to make sure that we know.
Yeah.
All right, Sully. So the mountain is off the board. What do you got?
I guess we'll just go with the getaway driver. We're gonna go with Jason Statham.
Jason Statham is a getaway driver. I like it.
Oh, how dare you!
He is high on my list for a couple categories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was hard to put him in.
He was perfect for my muscle.
All right, Rich. And don't forget, guys, the first two categories are locked in and safe. So as upset as we are, we cannot have Jason Statham.
Speak for yourself.
All right, so I'm going to go getaway driver 2.
All right.
And I'm going to do Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, man. Oh, that's a great actor. That would be a fun getaway car. All right. I was going to lock in my getaway driver, but you guys are kind of changing up the draft here for me right out the gate. I think I'm gonna lock in my muscle as well, and I'm gonna go with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think that one kind of makes sense there. And judging by the fact that nobody was upset, I'm starting to regret that decision.
No, it's a great decision.
It's a great decision taking the final boss.
He's obviously a huge person, name recognition.
If I could just get it, whatever.
Justin just took that one for votes. That's what he did. He just wants to be able to tag The Rock to get his followers to vote for him. That's what that one was.
This guy could
wanted the I wanted the muscle.
This guy has played muscle in movies, but he's also played a driver. So I am going to take Vin Diesel as my driver.
Nice, very good.
That
one got a much better reaction too.
From Joe. Justin, your position was what? Muscle?
Yes. Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
Now they should all rap like that, Jason.
Okay.
All right.
I was trying.
So, Joe, now that you've grunted on a couple of these, do you still have a top pick left?
Yeah. Let me get Vin Diesel off my getaway driver. Oh, there we go. All right. I'm going to go with, here's the thing. I am going to, a lot of my picks I'm going to be making in the hope that the people who vote make a link. They associate the actor with a certain part, especially if it's a popular part, a well-known part. So this next name, it's going to be my muscle. Now, I don't think people are normally going to think this guy is muscle, like The Rock and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and the character. There's no one else I'd want having my back in a dark alley. The character, but I hope people will make the connection. I'm going to take Keanu Reeves for my muscle. Hopefully they'll make the connection with John Wick.
All right, Keanu Reeves. Sorry, guys, I'm messing around with this because I'm trying to. There's a setting that I saw somewhere that I really liked. So, if you have epilepsy, please look away. All right, so this is about as close as I'm going to be able to get it, but I think I like this setup a little bit better here. All right, so no, I like the pick. I mean, you got the John Wick edge there, and for what it's worth, he can also drive for you if your driver gets shot. And he will definitely keep it above 55 miles per hour. George, you've got the double tap.
So I was looking at this more as who would actually have the skills to do the job that I'm asking them to do, right? Like, so
Yep.
I'm looking at it more of a realistic type way.
Yep.
You guys are taking a lot of the muscle, which that means I'm going to stay away from muscle right now because there's probably like 100 other people I could pick to be the muscle. So I've already got 3 of the 6 people on here have taken muscle. So I feel very comfortable with what I have listed for my muscle guys. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. One of them being The Rock, so I got to cross him off. But I'm going to go with the one that I felt was probably one of the most important positions on here. And that's going to be the safe cracker. And I'm going to take this guy because I want him. He played the role of MacGyver for years. So I couldn't find anybody that was actually really good at safe cracking. But I figure if I get the guy that played MacGyver, like maybe he could engineer a way to crack open the safe. So I'm going to take Richard Dean Anderson as he's the original MacGyver. That's going to be my safe cracker. Let me mark safe cracker off on my list because I'm trying to keep track of who's picking what as well. And I didn't want to lose him.
He is looking rough, by the way. I just Googled it to get to spell his name.
He is.
And
he is.
I Googled it to make sure he was still alive.
He's got it all up here. He's still alive. I double checked, but he's got it all up here. I don't need him to be physical. I just need his intelligence to get into the safe. That he still has.
It's a great pick. Great pick. I love it. You're thinking outside the safe.
He was the only person I had written down for safe cracker, and picking last, I was kind of concerned. I honestly thought that would be a route that either Joe or Jason would go, is with the safe cracker. So I was very, very pleased that they did.
I didn't think of him, but I love the pick.
The next one I'm going to take, I feel like I can get my getaway driver coming back, but I don't want to lose them. And I'm kind of afraid with the wheel and all that. I'm afraid I might lose my getaway driver. So my getaway driver I'm going to take now. She is a professional race car driver as well. I'm going to go with Danica Patrick as my getaway driver.
Wow,
and
I didn't know she was.
She is credited with, I think it's 4 or 5 roles on IMDb.
But is it her playing her?
No, she is credited with 5 roles where she's playing somebody else.
Well, I have to double check.
You can absolutely double check because I looked it up today. I looked it up during WrestleMania.
It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that I don't trust any of you.
That's fine.
Play it safe. Trust but verify.
Yep. She's definitely played in movies as other than Danica Patrick.
Yep. And I actually have 2 actors who were professional race car drivers. I felt I would get more votes if I actually had the one whose actual job was a race car driver than an actor who also happened to be a race car driver at one point.
Right. All right, Joe, you're ready to lock in your second one?
Yeah, it's unfortunate about the actors have to be living, because here is another one that I'm not taking. This person's dead. I just want to rattle off a name and give him some props, because he was in a very underrated movie called The Thief, or no, it's just called Thief, and he played a safecracker, James Caan, and there's recognition in that name. But I had him on my list. I'm like,
I had him on my list for safecrackers. I had him on my list for safecracker as well.
Great minds think alike.
Yes,
I probably would have taken him here too. Anyway, he's off my list, so I'm going to go. I feel pretty safe. I've got some. Yeah, Muscle was probably the easiest. I mean, I know I took a stretch there. I took one that was very much a reach, and I hope that people think of John Wick, but I just loved it too much. Here's someone I want to lock down. I'm going to go with the brains of the operation. And again, I think I have some really, really good ones here. But here's an actor who always plays a very suave character, and he's usually the brains of the operation of whatever show or movies that he's in. And that's Giancarlo Esposito, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and there was a really good, I think, Netflix series he was in. It was like a mini series where he plays the leader of like a group that does like these huge big heists. So Giancarlo Esposito, very suave, intelligent characters that he plays.
Yep. Oh, you already looked it up and found out how to spell it. Great job. And I was going to show one of Lori's comments as well. I like this one better myself, that The Rock comes with the free Kevin Hart. So
I like the fact that your wife agrees with me, Justin.
It's like a keychain.
Yeah. And if they ever decide that they want to run a spinoff of 2.5 Men, they could do The Rock and Kevin Hart and still call it 2.5 Men. And Kevin Hart would be the half and The Rock would be the 2. All right, Jason, what you got?
Well, so despite what Lori says, muscle is super important in a bank heist. If there's a fight, that brainiac's gonna duck and cover behind the muscle. I'm gonna take a guy that you can't. Also, when George was saying, he's gonna avoid muscles. That's just what he's been doing his whole life.
I disagree. I think it takes a lot of muscle to be in the Marine Corps. I'm just saying.
Not to drive the bus, man.
Okay, at least half his life.
But anyway, so I am going to take my muscle. I'm also going to take a guy who's probably pretty good in a bank robbery because you can't see him. I'm taking John Cena.
Right on. And what role is he playing here?
He's my muscle.
The muscle. Jason's muscle.
Gotcha. I like it. John Cena's on my list for muscle as well, but obviously, if it's him or the Rock, I'm taking the Rock.
He was on my list, but I had him as a grunt or minion. That's how confident I am in my muscle selections. There's so many of them. So many.
So now, I was really worried when George was talking about getting a person that actually performs this role. Then he said he's taking his getaway driver, and I was even more concerned because I'm taking a getaway driver as well. But I'm taking Patrick Dempsey, an actual actor. So I'm hoping
that was my other one.
Yeah, I'm hoping the voters will see that. But then he's also an open-wheel professional racer. So that one actually makes a lot more sense to me than just trying to pander to the votes and taking Danica Patrick, who doesn't actually really act. But that's okay. You followed the rules. It's not cheating. It's trying.
I got somebody who is a getaway driver who is also a professional race car driver. That is far and away a perfect fit for that role. But Patrick Dempsey was the other person I was referencing that was also a race car driver that I figured Patrick would get me more votes.
Nope, I understand. I got you. All right. All right, Rich, you are up. You've got Ryan Reynolds. He's your getaway driver. Who's getting in that car with him?
Well, I got my muscle that I'm bringing on next, and that will be Dave Bautista.
Oh, nice.
I had him as a grunt and minion as well.
And just like you, George, I took Patrick Dempsey there thinking nobody else would probably take him, but I don't want to take a chance of losing him in the next rounds.
I thought about... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jason. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Rich, I thought about taking Batista so I could have Groot and Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy together.
Yeah. You would have just had to find a way to fit them all in after that.
Well, I mean, so Star-Lord's a thief.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We could have made it work.
Yeah. And then the blue guy that also plays on The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
All right, Sully.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Sully, you are, and I'm just now realizing that this this layout may not work too well because we can't see Brayton. But Sully, you are up. You have your getaway driver, Jason Statham. Who else is safe on your team with that second pick?
I guess I'll go with the grunt. We'll go with Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson?
Yeah.
I love it.
Nice. And I love him as a grunt. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It really is.
I love it.
Oh man, I didn't even have Woody Harrelson on my list. That's on me though. That's a great pick. All right, I like it. So he's.
Well, I think it's E instead of I, Jason, for Woody Harrelson. I believe so.
I don't know how to spell it. Hold on, I'll fix it.
All right, Brayden, you get back-to-back picks here.
I guess I'll lock in my grunt, and I'm going to go with John Bernthal.
John Bernthal. You'll have to remind me, who is that?
It's the Punisher.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's also from The Walking Dead.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he looks like he could be a real problem in a fight too.
Yep. Yeah, you have a great fight. I like it.
That craziness.
I took a different route with my grunt list, and I think I might regret that later. All right, so your first two picks are all locked in. We cannot spin the wheel till after round 3. So before we move on to round 3, real quick, here's a word from our man Wicked.
Looking for a place to connect with fellow fantasy football fanatics? Well, look no further than our Gilded server. Join the Title Tribe where you can chat, strategize, and debate about all things football. Whether you're swapping lineup advice, discussing the latest trades, or fearlessly defending your favorite player, our Gilded server is the perfect spot to hang out with like-minded fans. Our Gilded server is free to join, and the link can be found in the video description or on our website at toiletstotitles.com. We look forward to seeing you in the tribe.
All right. Thank you, Wicked. And you can get back to production back there in the green room. All right, Brady.
Can I just say that was a great AI right there?
He
did not blink one time.
He had to keep his eyes open to read the script. All right, Brayden, let's kick us off in round 3 here.
All right, so I'm going to choose my undercover insider. I'm going to go with Billy Crystal.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
Great actor. Can I ask why you're using him as your insider?
Because I just imagine him as Mike Wazowski.
I love it.
Perfect. That's perfect.
That's awesome.
All right, so you have a theme. Not in this draft in particular, but just in general. Your theme is Monsters, Inc. I love it. All right, Sully.
Okay. Well, Safecracker. Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay. What was that? Slight? No, not Slight. Catch Me or Not Catch Me If You Can. What is that movie called?
Now You See Me.
Now You See Me. Yep. And Now You See Me Too. Which I think was even better than the first one, which is odd. That rarely happens. Yep. I like it. You said he's your safecracker?
Yes.
So you're hoping that other voters saw that movie as well.
Yes.
All right, Rich.
So I'm going to take a long shot here and go with my professor here. And the brains of the show,
all right,
Alvaro Muerte. Does anybody know who that is?
I have no clue.
No, sir.
All right, so that's the reason why I'm taking a long shot. If you seen the movie or series called The Money Heist.
Oh yes, I have.
He is the professor in the show.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. Yeah.
So I'm hoping everybody kind of remembers that name, and that show was pretty big. So
Yeah, that show was actually where I came up with the idea for this this whole draft. So great pick. I didn't even.
What was the name of the show?
The Money Heist.
The Money Heist.
I believe it was on Netflix.
Right.
I remember.
Yeah. The Money Heist.
Nice. Very good. Very good. All right. So my turn. I am going to go with, everybody's taking the brains. I think I have plenty on my list for the brains of the operation. I'm going to take a suggestion that my wife gave me earlier. She said this one. I loved it. I'm going to go with my safecracker, and that's going to be Benedict Cumberbatch.
No!
Oh, good job.
That was my only safecracker.
Oh!
Oh,
hey, for what it's worth, you might get it from the wheel.
The Imitation Game. Cracking codes. I loved him for so many other reasons too. He's like my favorite actor.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
All right. I'm going to go with a theme for the rest of my picks. You guys can pick it out as you go. I'm going to take my grunt, who is going to be Scarlett Johansson.
Jason's going with Marvel.
I don't blame him. He's just got to hope that the voters look at it that way.
I'm just thinking, if I have a grunt who I need to do everything, like Scarlett Johansson, like plays a great role in Marvel, but she's not the person I want as my grunt. Hey, Scarlett, go lift that 100-pound bag of cash. It's not happening. It's just not happening. I'm sorry. It's just not going to work.
It's very true. It's very true. Your grunt needs
I have muscle. It's fine.
Yeah, but what if your muscle's down?
Your muscle's handling the people. All right, Joey.
Cumberbatch was going to be my pick.
Oh, man. I was debating between like three of them, so I guess I chose the right one at the right time.
Oh, man. All right, so you know what? I got my muscle in the back. All the others, I feel like I'm. All right, so you know what? I'm going to get my getaway drive. Well, I'm going to spin the wheel.
We have to wait till round 4.
Oh, I thought it was okay until after round 3.
Oh,
until after round 3. Gotcha. All right, so I'll take my getaway driver. And again, I got a list of people who I like who've been in sort of those types of roles, but I'm going to go with someone I'm sure he's probably not a professional driver, but he plays. Again, I'm going in. Hopefully, people associate the name with the role, and there's some recency bias with this. And so I think the movie's a bit of a cult classic. I'm going to go with Ryan Gosling. The movie Drive. He played a stunt car driver. He was also a getaway driver. Moonlighting as a getaway driver.
Yep, I like it.
I think it's 1S.
Yep, Loria is definitely hitting the comments hard here. Appreciate it. All right. Yeah, that's a great pick. Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling, all those guys. Like, I kind of get a group of them mixed up a little bit. Lori could comment on who the other one is. I always forget, but yeah, all great actors. I think Jake Gyllenhaal's one of them. Here I am tipping picks. Ryan Gosling, that's it. That was the other one. All right, George, you get the 2 picks here.
So I have a couple that I really, really want. The muscle is pretty much done. The only people who have left to pick a muscle is myself and Sully. So I feel like I can take that, towards the end of the draft. I've still got 4 people on the list that I would love to be the muscle for myself. And I'm probably gonna take it in the last round because I don't want the wheel to mess with that one. I'm gonna go with my inside guy. And when I went with the undercover insider, what I was thinking is I need somebody who's able to draw information from people. Somebody who can talk to people, make them feel comfortable, just draw information from them. And who better than Morgan Freeman? That voice, he starts talking to you. you're gonna tell him anything he wants to know, right? So I'm gonna go with Morgan Freeman for my inside guy. Completely unsuspecting.
I don't know about unsuspecting. Like, if Morgan Freeman walks in and starts asking me questions, I'm gonna be like, why the hell is Morgan Freeman that smooth voice asking me questions?
But you agree. Know what? You're gonna love the voice so much, you're gonna tell him whatever he wants to know.
Yeah, I agree with George on this one. I have to. I told Lori I had to have Morgan Freeman on my list. I just didn't know what role to put him in, and she said narrator. But unfortunately, that's not a role. All right, so before we get to round 4, I want to say that round 4 is brought to you by TrophySmack.com. So you've got championship belts, you've got T-shirts, you've got rings, some awesome mad, crazy, awesome championship rings for all your fantasy leagues. Like I've got this one right here that I won from Draft Night Out. Thank you, George and Jason, for getting me involved with that because I got that awesome ring out of it. But anyway, it's TrophySmack.com/Title Tribe. If you hit that link, you'll get a discount as well. So George, I'm ready for your 4th round pick here.
All right. Well, I just want to put it up there, right there. There's my ring from Trophy Smack.
Nice. Yeah.
So my 4th round, before I do the 4th round pick, let's go ahead and spin the wheel.
Right on. All right. You guys like the wheel background there?
I love it.
All right.
Love it.
So the wheel, and we call it the wheel of consequences. We don't know what kind of consequences we're going to have for spinning it, but I shuffle it 3 times every time. And let's see what George has to do. All right, George, you have to choose 2 people that aren't you, so you can't be involved in this, and you have to make a forced trade with the 2 people. You also get to choose what the trade is.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a powerful one right here.
This is. Give me some power. I need to see the list. I already know Joe. I already know Joe's involved in the trade. And Justin is going to be involved in the trade because Joe really wanted Benedict Cumberbatch. And when you took him, I seen the upset and the anger and the frustration and the tears that was coming from Joe's face. And it hurt my heart to see the elderly man hurt like that. I believe we should be respecting our senior citizens and treasuring them for what they are. So I'm going to give Joe Benedict Cumberbatch for his safecracker, and Justin has. Well, shoot, can I do that?
We can do it. I'm now forced to make Ryan Gosling something else.
Correct. So that's right. So that's what we're gonna do.
I hate you with every fiber in my being. By the way,
that's okay. Right now, Joe loves me with every fiber of his being.
Yes, so I do.
I will take that trade off.
Even more so.
So can I ask a question? Is one of the roles Lori's side piece? Because I feel like now that he's on your team,
you should have heard the way she was.
I may have been influenced by Lori. I'm not going to say that I was, but I might have been.
Yeah, she was very desperately trying to get me to add Magic Mike to this list. I'll tell you that earlier today. All right, so let's go ahead and swap those 2 out. I need to announce who Ryan Gosling is now going to be on my team. And let's see. I want to look at another list here. All right, I guess Ryan Gosling is going to be my my grunt, my minion.
It's a good minion. It really is.
Yeah, not anywhere near as good as the one that I wanted. But
it's not a bad one though.
All right. I mean, at least he's a good actor. Like, at least I got that. Not so as now
I have to make a pick. I'm going to go with my lookout. And for the lookout, I want a guy who can sit here, look at the situation of the bank, and be aware of what's going on around him. This guy played a detective for a very long time on Law and Order. He also played a criminal mastermind in some of the Marvel movies. I'm going to go with Vincent D'Onofrio, aka the Kingpin, as my lookout.
Nice.
Yep, and he's got the connections with the space people.
Yep.
Talented actor.
Extremely talented.
Versatile. All right, Joe. I'm not mad at you. It wasn't your fault. I still love you, Joe. But I do really hope that
I was all ready to go. I actually just came up with like 2 I thought fairly good safe crackers, but I love my Cumberpatch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, George.
Absolutely.
That was a snipe. Oh man. But I have to hold on to. We still have rounds and rounds to go, and I'm going to spin the wheel.
And I'm going to spin the wheel every round until I get them back. Just so you know.
I'll keep spinning until I take them back from you, or I give them to someone else.
That's why I protected my safe cracker. Mine cannot be touched.
All right, here we go. I'm going to shuffle 3 times. And Joe, your wheel spin is... Oh, man, I wish it would have landed on George. Rich loses his next pick and gets an extra pick at the end to replace it.
Ooh, that's a brutal one.
Yeah, because we're still early in this draft.
All right, Rich. Okay, so I still make my pick. Where's my Word document? All right, I'm going to go... I feel pretty good. I feel pretty safe with all the rest of my picks. I think I've got some leeway there. All right, I'm going to go with I'll do my recon guy.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with someone who been in many type of spy roles. I'm going to go with Daniel Craig.
Oh, nice pick. Nice pick. 007.
Yeah. He's played other roles like that. I like him a lot. So
he's also going to be the new Magneto in Marvel.
Yes, he is.
Right.
Oh, that would be phenomenal.
So he'll be my recon. Okay.
Gotcha. I like it. Jason.
All right. So I'm going to stick with my new theme. And I'm going to take my brains here, and I am taking Natalie Portman. 140 level IQ, Harvard graduate, published twice in Journal of Medicine or Science or whatever. But she's going to be the brains of my operation.
She was on my short list for brains. That's a good one.
Yeah, me too, after Lori told me all that stuff you just read. All right.
I googled smartest actors or actresses, and it gives you a whole list. Like a lot of these actors and actresses, you'd be surprised how many went to Harvard or Yale or something like that, and have all these degrees that you just really wouldn't think they did.
Yeah. You guys know I'd normally take credit for all this, but I know Lori's watching tonight, so I have to give her credit. Let's see. All right, so I'm up. My undercover insider.
Could have been Ryan Gosling. Like girls looking into his eyes is just going to spill everything. But you went with Grunt.
No, I'm going kind of the opposite, but on the same path. All right, I think I'm going to go with Angelina Jolie as my undercover insider.
Gotcha. Is that with or without the vial of blood, though?
The vial of blood.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah. That's okay. So she's a little weird. But you got to be. Oh, Rich, you jerk! I'm not getting my Cheetos until tomorrow. Yeah. All right.
Also, Justin forgot to spin the wheel. I'll just mention that.
I did.
That's okay. Let's keep rolling.
Not. Sully, you're up.
Well, I will spin the wheel.
because since Rich gets this round off, he decided that he's just going to snack. So, all right, here we go. Sully, shuffle 3 times. All right, Sully, you get to your next pick must be a safe cracker, and that's this pick right here. Yeah, it must be a safe cracker.
She already has a safe cracker.
Okay, so we can't do that one. Oh shoot, I was supposed to leave that on the list. Let me. Okay, so since you already have a safe cracker, you can't do that one. Do it again. You must make a forced trade with George. Now you're the one making the trade, so you get to choose the trade. So you get to make a forced trade with George.
Okay.
And again, first 2 rounds are safe, so that means you have to give him Jamie Eisenberg, which really sucks. That's a great pick. But you get either your choice of either Morgan Freeman or Vincent, the guy I can never pronounce the last name of.
D'Onofrio.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'll take Morgan Freeman.
Okay, so George, you already have a safe cracker, so you have to make Jamie Eisenberg somebody different role. And then Morgan Freeman now becomes your inside guy, Sully.
All right, so I'm going to make him. Damn. I'd have made him the lookout, but I've already got one. You know what? That's fine. I'll make him my inside guy. That works for me. That's fine. I'll just give him Morgan Freeman's job.
Yeah, all right. Well, there you go. I think you'd be good at that too. He's actually a pretty versatile actor. So.
Yep. Nope. No, I don't hate the trade at all. That's fine with me.
All right, so you have to make a pick now.
So for my lookout, it's going to be Jeremy Renner.
Any particular reason?
Well, he just saved his nephew from the snowplow, so he had to look out for that.
There you go.
And he was actually, come on.
Yeah, I had him in my list too. He was in a pretty good movie called, was it The Town? It's about a bank heist.
It's a TV series. It's phenomenal.
Was it? Because there was actually a movie that he was in called The Town.
No, you're thinking of like The Mayor or something like that.
Yeah, the Mayor of Kingstown is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal series, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out. Yeah, he was in a movie called The Town. It's about a bank heist. It's a pretty good movie.
Yep.
I need to know what this
took place in
I need to know what that means. Whoever just put that up, I need to know what she means by that.
I'm the one that put it up, and I think you know what it means.
I had Angelina Jolie as an insider as well. I had her on. She was on my list for insiders as well.
Oh, she said entrance. I thought she said entrance.
Oh. I mean, okay. I think you still know what it means. Yep. Yeah, Jeremy. She did not like The Mayor, though. The Mayor was kind of over the top for her when it comes to the edginess. So, let's see. Brayton, you get 2 picks here.
All right. Well, first I'd like to spin the wheel.
All right. Roger that.
Everybody wants to spin the wheel but Justin.
I just forgot. Shut up.
Scaredy cat.
I don't even want you to talk to me, George. All right. You get to make a forced trade with Joe.
Oh.
I know who you need to take.
Jason's always so willing to chime in. All right, so you have to give up Mike Wazowski, Billy Crystal, to Joe, and then you get either Benedict Cumberbatch or Daniel Craig. And you know who I want you to take.
Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and take Benedict Cumberbatch.
Nice.
Sorry, Joe. I did my best, man. That's all I could do.
And
I'll get it back.
So he does have to be your safe cracker. And then, Joe, do you have an undercover guy yet?
No, he does not.
Okay.
No, cool. I did. Oh, I'm sorry. He's undercover insider. Yeah,
he's
that's fine. I'll leave him. That's fine as undercover insider.
Yeah. All right. Also, Billy Crystal as an undercover insider kind of makes sense because, like, he hasn't really done any work for a while. Maybe he needs that part-time job at the bank. All right.
At this point, the way he looks, nobody knows who he is anymore either.
Yeah, that's fair. That's why I have the Olsen twins on my list as well. All right, Brayton.
Yeah, that's why.
But you only get one of them.
I really don't even know what they look like now.
I'm going to choose my getaway driver, and I'm going to go with Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, getaway driver. Nice. So, I mean, you've got a whole group of guys that can fight. I mean, Cumberbatch needs his rings to be able to fight, but nice. I like it.
Spin the wheel again now, right?
You sure can, and then that takes care of your two mandatory, but you can spin it as many times as you want that we allow. All right. Oh, Brayton. You lose your next pick, so that's this pick right here, and get an extra pick at the end to replace it.
Thanks.
So spinning the wheel, all it did was lose your pick, and that also made Sully laugh pretty hard. That was kind of funny. All right.
All right, we're gonna go with the brains, and it's gonna be James Franco.
Nice. Is he also a really smart actor that went to Harvard?
Maybe. I know he went to college.
I don't think so.
He went to college for something.
Well, no, he was a college professor for a minute, but I think he was just teaching acting.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was just teaching acting, and I also think that's how he got himself in trouble and is no longer acting because him and students weren't. He got himself canceled a bit.
He was a professor at NYU, actually.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Until he got canceled.
Why are we laughing at that? We're horrible people.
I'm not laughing at the victim.
We're laughing at my joke. We're not laughing at his action.
Yeah.
So I want to go spin the wheel because every time.
Oh, I forgot Rich was on the show.
Well, yeah, you got. I got canceled the last round. So the reason why I want to go to spin the wheel because I keep on wanting to look at this robbery guy. Doesn't that look like Joe underneath the mask?
Yes,
a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's how I was. That's where I was.
Oh yeah,
that's what a true grunt looks like.
I can live with that.
Yeah. The only reason why I wanted to come spin the wheel so I could see Joe in a ski mask.
All right, I've already shuffled it 3 times. Let's see what Rich's consequence is here.
I actually thought about showing up to this episode with the ski mask on, but I'm like, it's probably going to get uncomfortable.
All right, Rich, you get to make a 4th trade with
Rich is getting Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes, he is.
So I did want to force a trade, but that ain't who it was I wanted to be. So I'm still going to keep on trying to get that.
I have a question. Can Rich actually do that because he has nothing to trade? Oh, wait a second. Yeah, he does. Never mind. I'll shut up.
To trade.
I'll shut up.
All right, so Rich, you have to give up your 3rd round pick, and you get your choice of Cumberbatch or Hardy.
Well, that's an easy one. Let's go with Benedict Cumberbatch.
All right, and he now becomes your safe cracker, and you're giving up the brains. Does Brayton have the brains yet?
No.
So he's now. There you go.
That seems offensive to Brayton.
I asked if he had the brain jet. He's the one that said no.
Justin, when you put the polls out on Twitter for people to vote, try to see if Benedict Cumberbatch has a Twitter profile and include him.
I always do. I'm going to check every one of these actors to see if they have if they are on Twitter and have their handles. If not, then what I'll usually do in this situation is find a like a movie that they were in that might have a Twitter handle. So that's how
I'm pretty sure Richard Dean Anderson does not have a Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm sure
MacGyver.
I'm sure MacGyver does.
Probably.
And it may not be an official one. If I can't find an official one, then I'll find one that's at least
Justin's he's gonna find a fan of the show that's got like 3 followers. That's the one I'm gonna use.
I try to find the one that has the most followers as possible because I want to get as many votes as possible.
I know. I'm giving you a hard time.
So I'm gonna go with my grunt minion here. And I think he makes for a perfect fit here with his recent role in a movie that just recently came out. I'm going with Conor McGregor.
And now, has he played in 3 different roles?
I'm sure we can find 3 different roles for him.
Let's see. I was thinking the same thing as Muscle.
I like how we're like, we'll find him in the future. It's fine.
I think
this was his first movie.
Roles.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, he has 3. He has 3. He played in Game of War. He played in he played in a short
Roadhouse.
And then Roadhouse. Roadhouse was the first real movie, but he does have 3 accreditations on IMDb. Well, no, it doesn't say that he didn't play himself on that UFC 25 years in short. I would imagine he probably played himself in that because it doesn't give a name either. Yeah, I don't think I can.
He doesn't. He got Roadhouse. He played the role of Knox. And
then there was a TV series in 2015. It doesn't say what he played, but it was a TV series, so I'm guessing that he probably played a different role. He played a couple of voice roles, but they were voice roles of Conor McGregor.
Right. So
right.
I don't think.
I mean, he played a voice role in Call of Duty
of Conor McGregor.
No, he was Captain Bradley Fillion.
And then it says voice as Conor McGregor.
Yes.
But man, I don't know.
It says he was in Triple X Return of Xander Cage. I don't know if he plays himself though.
I say we give it to him.
I don't see that one, Joe.
Yeah, I just Googled Conor McGregor movies and that came up. And he's in there. It just says Conor McGregor. Doesn't have like
he backed out of the movie.
I don't think he according to the rules. We're going to go by the rules.
Yeah,
which I think we should.
Yeah, no,
I don't think he qualifies.
Yeah, I don't think I can qualify this one. Yep. Sorry, Rich.
I'm just waiting for you guys to make a decision.
I think he's right from what we can tell. We can't.
Rich, there's a million others you can choose from, though.
I know, but I really wanted to do Conor McGregor. He played a perfect role in that. All right. Mm-hmm. So
I already have my muscle. There was another guy in that same movie that's beefed up that did a pretty hell of a good job too.
Yeah, I know. But I am gonna go with 50 Cent as my minion, my muscle, my grunt.
There you go. That's somebody. If you need him to go pick up a bag of money, he can do
it. Does he have 3 roles?
Oh, he has plenty of rules.
Oh yeah, plenty. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You don't even need to check that one. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Now, are we going to put him as 50 Cent, or are we going to put him down as his actual name?
That's only how I know him.
50 Cent.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how people know him anyway.
Yeah, he has 180 credits on IMDb as an actor. So I mean, I already knew, but I had to look it up. But I knew he was in Expendables, and I knew that he was in
Den of Thieves,
Escape Plan. Like, yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. All right, what do we
Justin,
got? Oh, yeah. All right, so I have to spin this wheel. Oh, now that Cumberbatch is in a totally different spot, I don't think I have a shot at him, but I'm still going to do it. All right, all picks in the third round get shifted to the left one spot. Damn it! If I would have done that before, Cumberbatch would have shifted over to me. All right, so all the picks in the third round get shifted to the left one spot.
It really screws up my plans here. Let's see.
Now do we get to switch what roles they have?
If the person that you're now getting is in a role that you already have, then you switch their role. If they're not, then you get them for what they are.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's make sure all these match up fine. George is good. Inside guy Joe is good. Insider Jason is good. The grunt, I'm good.
Justin's good.
Except I don't want that one.
Ryan Gosling is not good.
All right, so Rich, you need to make Ryan Gosling something different other than a grunt.
And everybody else is fine.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and make him. Oh man, let's make him the recon guy.
Okay. Yep, I can see that.
What would have been really awesome is if Brayton didn't have that forced trade. I would have gotten Cumberbatch back. Or no, Rich. Rich didn't have that. I would have gotten Cumberbatch back.
What I like about Ryan Gosling as a recon guy, if he just puts on a Lions hoodie and puts the hoodie up, everybody would just think he's Jared Goff anyway. So he'd be a good recon guy.
Hey, I got a question for 50 Cent. Can we do what we did to The Rock? Put Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, like how we did Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Yeah, I mean, that's up to Rich. However he wants to put it is fine.
Just for you, George.
Thank you.
All right, well, there you go. All right, what do I still need? I've got Insider, Grunt, Getaway, and Muscle. All right, so I'm going to go going to go with the brains of the operation. And I'm going to go with a guy that's really smart in his own right. I'm going to go with Ashton Kutcher.
That's a good pick.
And I really kind of want that 70s show Ashton Kutcher, but not as my brains guy.
I think it's Kutcher with an N-E-R, I believe, right?
Yes. This is part of the reason why.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It's Kutcher. I am wrong. I've been pronouncing it wrong all these years.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but Joe, it's Benjamin Cumberbatch, not Patch.
Ooh, I didn't even know that. There we go. I learned something new.
Jason, have you spun the wheel yet?
No, go ahead and spin it for me, please.
All right.
But it should be Patch.
It should.
It sounds cool. It sounds cooler.
Yeah, Benedict
more English.
Saying it wrong.
Sounds more British.
All right, Jason. Here's your spin.
All picks go to the right.
You get to be in the group of 3 for the Twitter poll. Nice. That's
Congratulations.
That is a good advantage.
Yes,
all right. And look, I need a recon guy or a female, recon person. And my original plan of my draft got screwed up when Scarlett Johansson got moved to the left. So I'm abandoning that idea. However, it still is a Marvel guy, but I'm not taking him for a Marvel reason. I'm taking Bradley Cooper as my lookout, my recon from American Sniper.
Yeah, I like it.
So just be clear, you said
totally
recon,
makes sense.
not lookout.
Yeah, recon.
Okay.
Like it.
So another Marvel.
Yeah, I got Rocket.
We've been watching Abbott Elementary on, I believe, Hulu. But he made a special guest appearance on an episode that was pretty funny. Anyway, Joe.
All right, I'm going to let me see. I've got. You know what, man? I really I had someone who I thought was perfect for inside, but now I got Jesse Eisenberg, which is good. But you know what? Let's spin the wheel.
All right, you got it. Please screw George. Please screw George. Please screw. All right, your next pick must be the muscle. Do you have the muscle?
Yeah, I have the muscle.
All right, so I'm just going to close it out, and we're going to try it a second time. All right, Joe, you must make a force trade with Justin. All right.
Let's see what we're doing here.
Justin.
Do you have Benedict Cumberbatch?
No. You can have your choice of Scarlett Johansson, Angelina Jolie, or Ashton Kutcher.
Who's undercover? Did I have someone?
I'm going to say right now, looking at Justin's list, if you were thinking about a theme, he was going with a pretty boy, pretty girl theme.
Well, I mean, I didn't draft Scarlett Johansson.
No, I know. It's just the way that the board has fallen right now.
Wait, inside guy.
I don't think I would call The Rock a pretty boy.
So inside guy is inside guy is undercover insider.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But you can pretty much swap whatever, and you might just have to change their title.
Can I make a suggestion, Joe?
Every time.
Go for it.
Scarlett Johansson was a pretty damn good inside guy / girl as Black Widow. I'm just throwing that out.
I'm thinking about. No, I appreciate it. I'm thinking about taking Scarlett Johansson because I don't care so much about the grunt.
Well, if you take Scarlett Johansson, then she has to be your grunt because you don't have a grunt.
Right. No, exactly. That's why I'm okay with that because I kind of like my insider more. I'm going to make that change. I'm going to take. If I take Angelina Jolie, can I change what she is or no?
Do you already have an undercover inside person?
Yeah, but I'd switch her with my inside. Nah, you know what?
Then she has to stay.
I'll take Scarlett Johansson and give Justin Jesse Eisenberg.
Okay, and then I have to change Jesse Eisenberg from the inside guy because I already have an insider. So, all right. But the grunt
Cumberbatch and Eisenberg have been moved all over the place.
Yeah. All right. So I have the muscle and the driver. I've got the insider and the brains. So that means Jesse has to be the safecracker. Duh. Perfect. Wonderful. Yep, that's awesome. I like that. I guess so he changed job. I appreciate you drafting Jesse there for me, Sully.
Justin, what I meant by pretty boy is like you had a whole team of models. Like every one of them could have been models or were models. Is what I meant by pretty boy, pretty girl.
Is he modeling dumbbells?
T-shirts.
Okay, well that's fair. I'd probably buy that T-shirt. I could fit in it the other way. All right, Joe, what do you got, sir? You get to pick.
Joe, you're muted.
All right, so I just spun the wheel, right? And we did that.
Yep.
Let's see. All right, so I do need an undercover insider. I feel like I've got multiple picks for. You know what? All right, I'm going to take. I've got only really one person for this role, and it's really not all that important. All right, I'll take. I'll get my lookout out of the way.
All right.
I'm going to go with. Because I didn't know what to put for this, so I Googled Lookout movie, and there was a movie called The Lookout from 2017 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I think he's a really good actor too, so
he is.
I'll go with Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
As a matter of fact, I have Joseph Gordon-Levitt as on my lookout list as well, because he's one of those guys where I wanted him in here because of his acting, and I didn't know where to put him. Yeah, I didn't know where to put him.
So, looks it.
Yeah. Yep, I like
well, lo and behold, he was in a movie called The Lookout, which now I kind of want to check out.
All right, George, back-to-back picks, sir.
Spin it.
Yes, sir.
Get that second one out the way.
All right, George. You choose two people to swap picks in the next round. This can include you, but doesn't have to. So not this round, but the next round. You get to choose two people to swap picks, like the position where they're picking.
Okay. All right. So let me look. I want to move Brayton up. I think he's got a long way to wait after his two picks. I know how that feels. So I'm going to move him a little closer on his next pick. And unfortunately, Joe, I'm going to make you wait a little bit now. So we're going to switch Joe and Brayton for the next round.
Oh, is that what we're doing? Or we're just switch? Okay. Wasn't sure what was going on there.
Not people, just where you select in the round. That's all it is.
Yeah. Okay. I thought are we switching actual picks? Like whoever picks, I get?
So after George is done picking here twice, you're not going to pick. It'll be
gotcha. I thought it was the actual picks.
You're right.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay. It's the slot. We're changing the slot.
Just
okay,
the slot.
Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah. All right, George.
Yeah. Nothing.
Gives me time for a cigarette. That's awesome.
You're welcome, Joe. All right. So what do I need? I need a lookout. I need some muscle, and I need an undercover, and I need a grunt. My undercover, I had a couple people written down for the undercover. The next one I'm going to take for my undercover is another guy who I feel like they could just sit there and talk to you, and you would tell them your life story. You tell them where the money is, where all the codes are at, completely unassuming that Tom Selleck is actually getting ready to rob you because he feels like he's your grandpa. So we're going to go with Tom Selleck as, I mean, that mustache is iconic in itself. Like you see that mustache on him talking to you and like, you're going to fall into a trance. So that's my selection for the, my other insider. Those were the two I had for insiders, Tom Selleck and Morgan Freeman. I have one more in case I lose him, but I'm hoping not to.
I need to know from our younger drafters down there, do you guys know who Tom Selleck is?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so. I had to ask.
Magnum PI, baby, Magnum PI.
It's not
Magnum
a name
PI.
that
He plays the grandfather on Blue Bloods. Like he's been in a ton of movies.
And when I say Magnum
TV
PI,
shows.
it's not the remade one.
No.
Yeah, the OG. All right. So speaking of handsome gentlemen, here's Wicked to talk about our Patreon.
Are you ready to take over your fantasy leagues and become a champion? Get the edge you need and join the Toilets to Titles Patreon today to get exclusive access to our T2T staff, weekly waiver wire shows, and Patreon exclusive leagues like our signature Frankenstank League. Members enjoy other amazing benefits such as monthly giveaways featuring autographed jerseys, collectibles, Yeti coolers, and more. Sign up now for as little as $9.99 per month and dominate your fantasy leagues like never before. Visit patreon.com/toilets to titles and let us help take your teams to the championship this season.
I know you guys were watching his eyes, right?
yeah.
I was in a trance.
You made it a precedent. Now I'm only gonna watch his eyes every time. All right, so George.
I get another pick. Let's spin it one more time.
All right. All right, George, your next pick must be the brains of the operation. Do you already have the brains?
Unfortunately, I do already have the brains. It's not who I wanted, but I do have that position filled.
All right, so then we're going to do it again. Oh, it was the second time. You happened to hit the same one, but it was the second time, so we're just going to move on. Nothing happens. But you,
that's no fun. That's no fun. I think it should be. I think it should be one more spin if you land on the same spot twice.
But no, we didn't.
Because the odds of that actually happen are slim. But it just happened.
I'm cool with it if everybody else is. The whole reason for the rule is to let the show go on. But we're at an hour 20. What do you guys think? Should we go again?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I think we should go by the rules. We didn't give Rich Connor and McGregor.
You're right. George was the stickler for the rule on that one. So
no, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm going to propose a rule change going forward starting next show. If you land on the same square twice on the wheel, one of them don't count.
Yeah, sure. That just gives me one more thing to read at the beginning of the show. That's fine. We'll do it.
You're welcome.
All right, George.
You're welcome.
Go ahead.
All right. So I need some muscle and I need a grunt. Fortunately for me, I have lots and lots of options for both of those. I said I was gonna save my muscle for last. I have a phenomenal muscle that I want to use. So for my minion and grunt, I'm gonna go with Reacher himself, Alan Richardson.
I had him on my list. I had him on my list as a muscle option.
When you're talking about a grunt, 6'3", 270 pounds, that's a big freaking dude. That's a grunt.
Mm-hmm. Good show.
Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, I love the Tom Selleck pick too, and that is a great mustache. The only other actor's mustache I could think that compares is, I forgot his name, but the actor who plays Ron Swanson in Parks and Recreation.
Oh, that's a phenomenal one.
All right,
I'll make him with my next pick.
It's Brayton's turn.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to spin the wheel.
All right.
Joe, it's Nick Offerman, by the way.
That's it. He was also in that HBO series, The Last of Us.
Yep.
For a few episodes, he was good in that. But I love Nick Offerman, or at least I love Ron Swanson.
All right, great spin. George loses his next pick and gets an extra pick at the end to replace it. Great job.
Darn, I lost my pick in the last round.
Is it? Wait, is that the last?
No, it's the 7th.
Well, it's pretty much last for him. So
not a good way to repay you for skipping me forward.
Right.
No, it works for me because I have back-to-back picks. So my next pick is it works out. It works out.
I guess for my pick, I'm going to go with my mastermind, and I'm going to pick Rowan Atkinson.
Nice. Nice. Very smart man. Very smart. People may not know it from, Mr. Bean, but the dude is extremely smart. I had him on my list as well.
So did you guys know that he's also like a race car driver?
Yes, I did. I had him on that list as well.
Yep.
I couldn't take him as a race car driver because nobody would take Mr. Bean seriously as a race car driver. But
yeah, but my argument to that is who's going to pull over Mr. Bean thinking that he's a part of robbing a bank?
No, that one's not wrapping.
I'll fix it.
Jason, you're up.
Yeah. Man, I completely forgot what I was. I need a safecracker. That's what I was looking for. So I'm gonna stick with my Marvel. Other than Billy Crystal, thank you, Brayton, for drafting Billy Crystal. Other than Billy Crystal, I'm gonna stick with my Marvel theme, and I'm gonna take Paul Rudd as my safecracker. Because as Ant-Man, he broke into that safe with freezing the door, and he's just a master thief in there. So he's going to be my safecracker. Plus, I gotta imagine he seems like a really nice guy. So like, if you're talking about like, he's super affable. Like you could just hang out with him. So like, you're not going to get in a lot of fights. He's not going to come after your money. Also, I don't know if you've Googled it, but like I think Paul Rudd's 53 years old. And so there was a meme going around of what Wilford Brimley looked like at 53 years old and what Paul Rudd looks like at 53 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so mean.
And they're just
for the record, Paul Rudd is 55.
Okay. So there's a meme worse. And they're just
so the meme is 2 years old.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, Wilford Brimley was like 43 years old when he was in the movie Cocoon, and that was a retirement home.
I had Paul Rudd on my list as my brains as well. He's also academically a smart dude. All right, so did you spin the wheel on that one?
I didn't. I got to spin it on the next one.
Okay, roger that. And I've only spun it once, right? So
according to this,
I'm going to spin it again then. I'm actually starting to kind of like my team. Jamie Eisenberg kind of helps. So, but all right, got to do it twice. Oh, here we go. It's not staged at all. Justin gets an extra pick in the next round and loses his last pick. It technically says next round, so we'll save it for. Wait, what round is the next round?
The 7th.
7.
Okay,
so
I'll just
2 7th.
Yeah,
7th round picks and you lose an 8th.
Yeah, that works. So what do I need? I've got my safecracker as well. All right, so I need recon, lookout, and my minion, my grunt was taken away. So all right, I'm gonna go with Edward Norton. Yep, phenomenal actor. I wish I could have had him maybe in a different, maybe under the undercover insider role, but I already have that, so I'm going to make him my grunt. Edward Norton is going to be my grunt. Phenomenal actor. He can, he can pull off just about anything. I kind of hate making him the grunt, though. He's not the kind of guy that you just tell him what to do, because then he'll just kick your ass. But
I'm gonna have to steal him. He was one of my safecracker options.
Did you not get a safecracker back?
No? I don't have one yet.
Oh,
I had one, but it was stolen.
Well, that makes me feel better about earlier. All right. So Rich, you are up, my man.
So do I still got to spin a wheel? I do, don't I?
Yeah, at least one more time. Yep.
Let's go ahead and do that. I want to go see Joe again.
All right, Rich. You get to make a forced trade with Jason. You're the one making the trade, so you get to choose the trade. You and Jason.
You want Billy Crystal.
I forgot to delete that one. Shoot. Oh, here we go.
Let's go ahead and do recon for recon. I'll take Bradley Cooper. He could take Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. I think that's pretty close to even to me.
I like to believe I'm a fair man.
I would have tried to screw him, but okay.
All right, so
don't say that out loud. Your wife's listening.
She saw the episode from Canton.
I would say what happens in Canton stays in Canton.
For my next pick, I'm going to go for my lookout, my timekeeper. And I like to believe this gentleman has an iconic mustache, kind of like Tom Selleck here. Probably better than whoever the other person was mentioned. But I am going to go with Cheech Marin.
Oh, nice.
And for what role?
For my lookout timekeeper.
We had a draft somewhat recently where I took Cheech too, so I don't know if that was in the back of your brain thinking that maybe I might be taking him soon, but he's on my list.
The only problem with that is for the lookout is you're leaving Cheech Marin by himself. You know he's not looking out. He's hitting the bong hard. The vehicle's going to be so filled with smoke, he's not going to be able to see out the windows. You talk about the worst lookout ever. Cheech Marin is the worst lookout ever. He can't see a foot in front of him. The smoke is so thick.
Not only that, but you have like I don't know, like let's say a minute and 50 seconds before the police gets there, and you have it timed out, and he's looking at the watch. That minute and 50 seconds when you're high is like 4 hours.
But you know what he has? He has Cheetos in the vehicle with him.
Oh yeah, that's true. I love it. All right, Sully, you are up, and then we go back to Joe.
All right, I'll spin the wheel.
All right, we got to get that second one out of the way, right?
Yep.
All right, Sully. Oh! You just countered my my bonus. I lose my next pick and get an extra one at the end, which is now the 8th for me to replace it. So I'm just back to normal. So that's fine.
Nothing lost, nothing gained.
All right, where are we at? All right. So what do you still need to draft, Sully?
We'll do undercover. And Bryan Cranston.
Oh, nice. Well, yep. He's on my list as well. I had forgotten about him. That was another one Lori mentioned.
Oh, he would have been great for brains. I took Giancarlo Esposito, who I'm still happy with. Don't get me wrong.
I had him as my safe cracker, but it was obviously lower.
What was he again for her?
Undercover.
And then it's Joe's turn to pick.
Yep. Back to Joe.
Okay, so I pick now. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can I? I'm going to spin the wheel, but I just want to actually ask you a question. So, Justin, you just had 2 picks, so you have. I assume I think normally our 8th pick is protected because we can't spin the wheel in round 8.
Well, the 8th, it's not protected. The 8th round isn't protected. I just don't allow us to spin the wheel in the 8th round because sometimes you have to lose the next round's pick or whatever.
Right. So,
but there is nothing after the 8th.
All right, I'm going to spin the wheel.
Okay.
I love the guy in the mask.
All right, George loses his next pick and gets an extra pick at the end to replace it. Didn't we already do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just didn't remove it. So that spin doesn't count then because we've already done that one.
Sounds good.
All right.
That counts as one spin if we're going by the rules.
No, it doesn't. That spin does not count. All right, Brayton gets an extra pick in the next round and loses his last round pick. Okay. I believe we did that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right, so I have 3 picks left, right? I still need a getaway driver, a safe cracker, and a grunt minion. I'm gonna take. I'll get my safe cracker out of the way. They're kind of the ones I've been wanting have been off the board, and I feel pretty good with the rest of my picks for everything else. Damn. All right, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna do my safe cracker, and I believe he played a safe cracker or that type of part in a movie called Hudson Hawk. People probably haven't seen the movie. I've never really seen the movie. But well-known actor, still alive. I'm gonna go for my safe cracker. I'll go with Bruce Willis.
Okay. Yep.
Kind of looks like the part of the safe cracker.
A lot of action movies. That should get some votes.
Yeah. I would have taken Alan Rickman, who led the gang in Die Hard of safe crackers, but he passed away in 2016, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. So next we go down to round 7, and Brayton had lost his pick there, so we are to Sully now.
I'll go with my recon.
All right.
It's going to be Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Who is that?
He played in Kick-Ass.
Okay, that's the one. The kids are like trying to act like superheroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a funny movie.
Yeah,
All
he was in a bunch of movies.
What was he supposed to be again? I'm sorry.
Recon.
All right, very good. Rich, you're up, homie.
Yeah, so to me, when I kind of think of the getaway, this whole theme that we're going with, the lookout timekeeper, they're usually best friends with the inside guy. So
okay. I'm not sure. I'm not a bank robber, but okay.
But so in this case, I'm gonna pair up Cheech Marin with Tommy Chong.
Oh man, let me tell you, that's a good strategy. You're pairing up these two well-known people, beloved. Oof.
And what is he again? He's your inside guy.
He's my inside guy.
There's no way.
You know, between Cheech Chong and 50 Cent, ain't nothing getting done.
But
hello, brother.
This could very well win votes.
Tuesday.
That's what matters.
Oh wow, that's going to be the longest.
Man, you got Batista as the muscle and Cooper as recon. Wow,
it'll be the longest police standoff of all time. Their demands are just a bunch of snacks and pizza.
Really giggling throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh geez. All right. So what do I need? I still need the recon and my lookout. So my list of lookouts are just a bunch of guys that I think are just awesome actors that I'd love to have on my team anywhere. So I can do that one last. My recon may not get a lot of votes, but I'm going with my heart here. But I'm also going with the major big role that this guy is known for, where he is the ultimate in recon, and that's Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. So give me Norman Reedus. Give me
that's good.
And I didn't figure that a lot of people would be as into The Walking Dead as me to take him. So I've been kind of holding off and letting that one ride out. And I was just hoping I wasn't going to get stuck with somebody else's recon.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yep. Give me
I
Daryl.
didn't have him on my list. I'm disappointed in myself.
I do want to point out that Justin did just miss his last chance to spin the wheel.
I didn't want to anymore. I like my team now. Because I can't get Cumberbatch back. So, I mean, unless I get a forced trade with whoever has him now. So, but I'm cool with my team the way it is. So, all right, Jason,
you want to spin the wheel, please?
All right,
spin that thing.
You don't want to spin the wheel, but you.
I'm going to steal Norman Reedus.
You will never get invited back.
We'll see what the wheel has to say about that.
All right, your next pick must be a grunt or minion. Do you have a grunt or minion already?
I do not have a grunt or minion, so that's disappointing because I had somebody I wanted, but that's okay. Man. I'm going to take John Kransky.
Oh, yeah, from The Office.
Or, God, he's in the Tom Clancy show that's on now, too.
Yeah, Jack
Ryan.
Jack
Ryan. Plus, he was a Jarhead in Jarhead.
That's a much better grunt and minion than what you originally had, by the way.
I was
much
pretty
better
happy
than
with
Scarlett
it.
Johansson.
I was gonna go with all hot women before I lost Scarlett Johansson. Because if you're gonna like have to hang out with people and try and solve a robbery or whatever, or like be in a robbery, you might as well be around people you want to just hang out with.
So when I tag Vin Diesel and John Cena, should I tell them that you thought that they were hot women?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Those were the safe picks.
All right, Joe. You do not have to spin the wheel, but we're in the 7th round.
Spin.
So you can. Okay, that was very quick. Let me do something to help fix the board here. There we go.
There are a few out there. Few picks out there I'd like to steal if possible.
Oh,
I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question why the wheel is spinning.
Okay.
I have 2 picks left. So can I still do a spin of the wheel?
I believe so.
My 7th round.
Well, I'll have to take if you 7th, then no, you can't.
Okay.
Your next pick must be a recon. Do you have a recon?
I think I have a recon. You want to bring it up?
Daniel Craig. You do.
Okay, so we'll try it again. Yeah, Jason loses his next pick and gets an extra pick. So, Jason, your next pick is the 8th round pick, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, but that was the second spin anyway. So, so you lose it. You technically just drop down to the 9th round on the loop around whenever we do the snake. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there's a couple of us that have to pick in the 9th.
Right. Well, I think 2 or 3 probably. So
it's me, Jason, and Brayton right now. That's why I was asking if I could spin the wheel because I still have 2 picks.
Right. No wheel spinning in the 8th round or after. So
that's fine.
Joe, you still get your pick here.
All right. I'm gonna go with my getaway driver. I took Ryan Gosling, I believe, originally. No.
Well, you had
someone
him
else, Ryan Gosling. Yeah. Okay. So, all right. I'm gonna go for some laughs here. Do I go for some laughs, or do I go with? Yeah, I'll go with some laughs here. And from the movie Talladega Nights, I'm going to go for with Will Ferrell.
Yes.
Whether or not people can actually see him in that role, I'm going for the laughs.
I love it. And you do get the laughs, which means you get to compete with Rich's team because that's going to be a fun group. I love it. I want that pick.
Yeah, shake and bake. Rich's team's going to be tough.
All right, so George lost his 7th, so he's up for the 8th round.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
And the wheel is no more, so I can start getting that ready for the poll.
So I need muscle, and I need what else do I need? Cover or
hair.
Insider. I've got that. So I think I need a lookout and I need a muscle. Is that right?
Yes.
So my lookout I'm going to put this person. Damn. Did I lose my lookout? I thought I had. Oh, that put him as recon. Okay. All right. Nope, that's fine. We're done with the wheel, so I'm actually going to go with my muscle here. I have a ton of people listed as muscle. I'll read. Well, I won't read them off because there's some people who still might need them. But my muscle is going to be just a human badass. There are just legends about this guy. Like when he does push-ups,
I'm not an actor.
The
George.
earth goes down.
I'm not an actor.
I know that, Joe. I'm going to go with one of the most badasses on the planet. Let's go with Chuck Norris as my muscle.
Yep, he was on my list. Great pick.
Yeah,
yep,
makes sense.
I don't care if he's 80 years old or 180 years old. He's you can't
He's
mess
alive.
with Chuck Norris. I like it. Yep, that was the best pick you've made all night.
I've made great picks. I love my team other than my safecracker. Or not my safecracker, my brains. That's the only one I don't like.
Yeah, we would agree.
I only made that pick because I knew it'd probably get switched, so my plan worked on that one.
Yeah, I've got way better people for the brains than that one.
Yeah, Lori's definitely gonna let me hear all about this one later, I'm sure. We don't
We're
care.
not going to take Joe Burrow as the muscle, Lori. You just have to get over that, okay?
Especially not the elbow muscle on his throwing arm. Or wrist, maybe, whatever. But we don't mind if you tip picks in the chat, Lori. You're more than welcome to drop it there if you want. All right, so Joe, you still have your 8th round pick, right? Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what I need is kind of like the only person I had for Undercover Insider. And people are going to have to Google this name because they're definitely going to be familiar with the character if they're fans of Game of Thrones. And many people are fans of Game of Thrones, but they're not going to really know the actress's name. So hopefully they Google it and they get where I'm going. And I'm going to go with Maisie Williams, who played the character Arya Stark in Game of Thrones.
Yep.
The character was able to basically shift faces, take the face of anyone she saw.
That's a good pick.
And she did inside work for I think season 2 with the in the Lannister household.
All right. Yeah, I never got into Game of Thrones, but I'll have to take your word for that one. But sounds like you know what you're talking about. That's good enough for me.
Like a shapeshifter, so sounds like a good sort of like a shapeshifter, not really, but she could change her face. Makes for a good undercover person.
All right, so I'm up, and so the lookout and timekeeper position was one where I just put a list of my favorite actors where I couldn't find a good spot to put them somewhere else. And I just threw them in that category because anybody can keep time and look out, except for maybe Cheech and Chong. But I'm going to go with one of my favorite actors of all time. If he's on TV, we're going to stop and watch it. And one of my wife's favorite too. So it's perfect. I'm going with Denzel Washington as my lookout and timekeeper, just so I can have Denzel Washington.
It's a great pick. It really is. Rich, you're up.
Yeah, so I'm going back to that pairing up with partners with Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. I really don't know which one to put him as, so I'm going to put him as the brains, and I'm going to pair him up because they got a movie coming out that they're going to be dynamic duos together.
Please be Snoop Dogg. Please be Snoop Dogg. Please be Snoop Dogg.
I am going to pair up Mr. Hugh Jackman.
Nice.
As he's a great actor and stuff like that, but also I'm pairing him with Mr. Deadpool himself up above, so I have Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yeah, I'd have no problem following Wolverine in a bank robbery.
No, absolutely not.
I do, like, you don't have a. Oh, you do have a grunt. Okay, I was gonna say, if you didn't have a grunt, he'd be a better grunt. But brains it is, I guess.
Yeah.
50 cents a pretty good run.
Sully, what do you still need for your final pick here?
Muscle.
All right, there's still a lot out there. The people in Hollywood actually work out. It's disgusting.
I'm gonna go with Mark Wahlberg.
Nice.
Yep.
So George is depressed, which makes me happy.
Yeah, I was gonna have Mark.
Bunch.
I literally just wrote down Mark Wahlberg for my lookout.
How did you spell it?
The same way it's spelled on there.
WALL Berg.
BURG.
All right. And then I had Jason do all the typing because I can't spell, and I'm pretty sure he's just copy and pasting a lot of these.
Well, every single one of them.
All right, Brayton.
Brayton gets 2.
Okay. Oh, yep. Because on the snake it would still be you anyway. So you do get 2 back to back. What positions do you still need?
I still need the recon, the lookout, and the safecracker.
Hey,
you need 3? Oh, geez, you lost your pick twice. We must not have deleted one of those.
Sorry, Brayden, we screwed you.
That's only on there one wedge. So that's my bad. So instead of making you snake twice, I'm just going to let you pick all 3 of them right now.
Yep, that's fair.
All right. So, Michael B. Jordan, she was definitely goggling all over him and drooling earlier. So I didn't even put him on the list because I felt a little bit personally attacked by the way she was acting about that one. But Denzel,
you and him look so much alike.
But nowadays, I look more like Denzel. Have you seen him lately? So I'm okay with this one. He is really filled out for some of his roles. Let's just say that.
Jeff, you look much more like God, George lost him. Where is that guy? Hold on. You look much more like Richard Dean Anderson.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right. Let's move on here. Brayden, you get all 3 of your picks here.
All right. I guess so. For the safecracker, I'm gonna go with Jack Black.
Nice. I have no idea how Jack Black is going to crack a safe, but he's definitely going to make that safe laugh. I love it. One of my favorite.
It's always a safe pick. Everyone loves Jack Black.
Yeah.
The recon, I'm going to go with Tom Cruise.
Nice. Nice.
I had him as an option for my getaway driver.
Yeah.
He did drive himself in Days of Thunder.
Yeah, exactly.
I had him listed as a safecracker as well.
Yeah, and also Brains. I had him listed for Brains for Mission Impossible, and you could throw Tom Cruise in anything.
Very good. And then you have one more, right?
Yeah, I need my my lookout. I guess I'm going to go with Steve Carell.
Someone else who can't go wrong. It's definitely Jack Black category. Who doesn't love Steve Carell?
Yeah. Actually, you've got probably a very interesting dinner table there. Like that's actually a future draft that we're going to be doing, where we're going to be drafting our favorite guests at a dinner.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Since I like that as well.
Since I'm already teasing some stuff here, I may as well go ahead and announce that our next draft is 3 weeks from tonight, because we try to go every 3 weeks, and we're going to be drafting the best sports movies of all time. Ooh. So best sports movies of all time, and then after that is the best dinner party guest, and then after that it's going to be the best ideal dinner for the dinner party guest.
So for the best for the guest one for dinner, you could just copy my list from tonight.
Be sure to bring the gummies as a snack.
Well, for the ideal dinner, it's going to be gummies and Cheetos and pizza. And,
yeah, best sports movie. BFTG already did it, so should be an easy one for George and I.
Yep. Jason, you're up.
No, it's Rich.
Posted?
Oh, is it Rich?
Yeah, I lost a pick.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did lose a pick. Okay.
Although when you guys put lost pick on everybody else, you just blacked me out.
Well,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, right. So I did that because people spun the wheel when they lost a pick.
Gotcha. All right, so for my very last pick, I think all I got left is a safe cracker. And my safe cracker, I want to make sure I have someone that's clear-minded and is focused on just that.
Unlike the rest of
the You sure you don't want Cheech?
No. I'm gonna go someone that kind of knows Tommy and Cheech. I'm gonna go with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that.
So, what role safe cracker got it?
Did we tell Richard that this was supposed to be a bank robbery and not a grocery store or a gas station robbery?
Holy crap. Like, I knew he was in a lot of stuff, but I wanted to look it up to see just how many. He has 301 credits on IMDb.
Snoop?
No
idea. Oh, yeah.
That's just as
a lot. Yeah, he plays a lot of them himself. But yeah.
My favorite of all time is Car Wash.
I don't
Car Wash? I know Car Wash. You're talking about the one from the 70s?
No, Joe.
They did a remake.
Joe's like, I know.
They did a remake?
Yeah, they did a remake.
Well, I didn't know they made a remake of Car Wash.
Joe's like,
check it out. That's a great soundtrack.
I remember before there was actual audio, before we called them talkies.
Oh yeah, we called them talkies. Car Wash is a classic from I think '77, and what a hell of a soundtrack.
All right, Jason, what do you need?
I need a lookout. And so Brayton took Tom Cruise, which is as recon. I'm going to take his lookout. I'm taking Simon Pegg.
There you go.
From Mission Impossible.
Yep, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Like it, yeah.
Pretty sure that didn't work out too well for them on an episode, right?
Well, I mean, there's like 87 of these, so like he's still around, so I think he's doing pretty well. I didn't see the last one.
Wise decision.
But he's one of the guys that like has made it through all of them.
So Joe, you have a full team now, and George just needs one more pick. What do you need, George?
I need a lookout as well, and I was actually scared Jason would take my lookout. But he didn't, and I'm very grateful that he didn't, because after Mark Wahlberg got stolen from me, thank you, Sully, I was not sure what I was here, so I started to look on the other laptop, and I've got the perfect lookout. This is a guy, when he speaks, like, you're going to listen, because he's probably going to say, "Hey, the police are here, and effer," and that's going to be Samuel L. Jackson as my lookout.
Yep, I like it. I was debating between him and Denzel. Yep.
Yeah.
Very good. Excellent. All right, so we have a full and complete draft. And before I go over the rundown of the teams again, I want to remind you guys to please go on Twitter. I'm going to have these posted probably tomorrow morning, because this is getting really late, guys. I'll probably post them tomorrow morning, but please remember to go on tomorrow and vote for your favorites to advance them to the next round. But before we go over the teams one last time, I want to pull up the wheel, and we're going to determine who is with who in the poll. Jason does have the bonus of being in the group of 3. So if we spin him, then whoever is spun with him is in the group of 3. If I don't spin him okay, you know what? We'll do the group of 3 first. I'm just gonna take Jason out. We already know he's in the group of 3, so I'm gonna spin twice, and they will be with Jason. That sound good?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I like threesomes.
All right. Jason is with Joe. Joe, that's like
let's go.
That's fast track to another second place right there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jason and Joe are with Justin. All right. So all three amigos. And since we have 7, it's the top 2 from each group that will advance to the finals. So we're going to have 4 in the final round, since we're back to our 7. So the other 4 left are George, Brayton, Rich, and Sully. You guys will all be competing against each other and 2 of you will advance as well. All right.
I'm looking at this list, and I feel like George has got a good shot here.
I real quick, I want to go over a couple of honorable mentions here that I had. The first one, the safe cracker, I had O.J. Simpson. I seriously was really close on that one. But let's see. I also had Clint Eastwood and Harrison Ford as safe crackers as well. Clint Eastwood.
I had 3 people that I wanted to use, but once you guys told me that they had to be alive, that kind of took them out.
I know.
I wanted Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah.
I wanted Patrick Swayze.
Yep.
And I wanted Bruce Lee.
So I didn't get an opportunity to pick the brains of operation for myself. That was assigned to me. But the people I had 3 names written down. Mark Cuban as one, who if you look, he's accredited to like 5 different movies where he's not playing himself. But the dude is freaking smart as hell. Not just with business, but with computers and all that. So I thought he was a good fit there. Dr. Ken Jeong. I mean, he's a medical doctor. He's got to be kind of intelligent. And then my number 1 would have been Miyam Bayak. She is a actual doctor as well. And so I would have went with one of those 3.
It's Mayim Bialik, isn't it? And
yes,
she was from Jeopardy, and then
but Blossom. She was Blossom.
Blossom.
Yep. And that was Lori wanted me to take her as the brains also, and the doctor.
Yeah.
Dr. Kim.
That was my number 1 choice for brains of the operation, was her.
She's also very weird. She has
a
neuroscientist.
Yes, a neuroscience. For muscle, there was so many. Like I had Chuck Liddell, I had Jackie Chan. I almost went with Michael J. White, but I went with instead of Chuck Norris. I was going back and forth between the 2 of them.
But we also didn't take Chris Hemsworth or Jason Momoa or Terry Crews.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yep.
Arnold, that's a good one. Also, brains of the operation. No one took George Clooney.
No, I have to change the thumbnail now. I'm shocked nobody took George Clooney at all for anything.
Oh, you can leave Clooney. Good. That's fine. You don't have to change it.
Well, it's false advertising on the. It can potentially be a flag on YouTube. I can only have on there something that we talked about if it's an
we
image.
Just talked about him.
Well, now we just talked
about George Clooney.
Oh, maybe I'll just put a big X over him. Jason Priestley was another guy that I thought about for a getaway driver. Jason Priestley also drives race cars for as a profession from time to time, mostly as a habit, or I mean, not a habit, a hobby.
So another guy that I had on here was his a guy by the name. Nobody probably wouldn't even know who he is. His name is Gregory Gadsden. He was a military veteran who had both of his legs blown off. And
he
actually became an actor in his second life.
Yeah, he was in Battleship.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I had him down as an insider because who's going to suspect the guy with no legs is actually robbing you, right? Like nobody's seeing that coming.
He was actually on the New York Giants sideline in 2011 when they won their last Super Bowl as an inspirational speaker.
Yep. And then I had for Recon and Stakeout, I had Ice-T, and I had Adam Driver, who played Kylo Ren in Star Wars.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I actually had Hayden Christensen as a grunt, since he played Darth Vader, who was the Emperor's grunt.
Sully, Brayton, you guys have any on your wish list that you did not get that you were hoping to?
No, not me.
No,
Nope.
I've got some.
Joe, what do you got?
Getaway drivers, actors who are actually real drivers. Michael Fassbender, who's a hell of an actor, and Caitlyn Jenner. And I also had brains of the operation. I went with Giancarlo Esposito, who I just love. But man, my 1B was Peter Dinklage, who played Tyrion Lannister in Game of Thrones.
Yep. I like that. See, under the brains, I also had Leo DiCaprio, Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick on The Walking Dead, Jason Bateman, just mostly because of Ozark. Matt Damon's super smart. Let's see. Oh, and for Getaway Driver, just because of the whole Tool Time thing, I went with Tim Allen. I thought that would be funny if it came down to it.
More power.
Love it.
If I was going with the all girls theme, I was going to take Minnie Driver as my getaway driver.
I love it. That's a good one.
The name.
I was kind of surprised Johnny Depp didn't get taken for something.
That's a weird cat.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
good actor.
Undercover.
Robert De Niro didn't get taken. Will Smith, Christian Bale, Nicolas Cage.
I had Bale and De Niro on my list.
Yeah, me too.
Daniel Day-Lewis would have been a good one for like Undercover too, because he gets into the roles and he like stays in the role the whole time he does a movie. So like, I think he'd have been okay as an undercover guy.
So like, if he was acting as a bank robber, he'd probably just really rob one.
Exactly right.
All right, let's do a rundown of the teams here. So, Brayton, geez, I'm so glad that you copy and pasted that one there, Jason. It's even written in his native language. So, Halfpoor Bjornsson is his muscle. He's got John Bernthal, Morgan Freeman, Tom Hardy, Rowan Atkinson, Jack Black, Tom Cruise, Steve Carell. I would really, like I said, I'd love to hang out with that group. Sully has Jason Statham, Woody Harrelson, who's one of my all-time favorites, even all the way back to the Cheers days. Benedict Cumberbatch, who should belong to me. Jeremy Renner, James Franco, Bryan Cranston, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Mark Wahlberg. I didn't know he spelled it with a C. Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
Huh.
M-A-R-C.
I would have totally chopped that name up.
I didn't know that either.
Ryan Reynolds goes to Rich. Rich probably has the most fun group that everybody would love to hang out with. He's got Ryan Reynolds. He's got David Bautista, Bradley Cooper, 50 Cent, Cheech and Chong, because you can't have one without the other. Hugh Jackman, Snoop Dogg. I've got The Rock, Patrick Dempsey, Jesse Eisenberg, Angelina Jolie, Ashton Kutcher, Ed Norton, Norman Reedus, and Denzel Washington. I'm pretty happy with my team overall. Even if it doesn't win in votes, I like it. Jason has Vin Diesel, John Cena, Billy Crystal, Natalie Portman, Ryan Gosling, Paul Rudd, John Krasinski, and Simon Pegg. Joe, you have Keanu Reeves, Giancarlo Esposito, Scarlett Johansson, Daniel Craig, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Bruce Willis, Will Ferrell, and Maisie Williams. George, you have Richard Dean Anderson, Danica Patrick, Alvaro Morte, Vincent, that dude, Tom Selleck, Alan Rickson, Chuck Norris, and Samuel L. Jackson. I don't think Rich, did you have any that did not get drafted that you said a few that were dead off of the list. Did you have any live ones?
Yeah, I had like Robert De Niro. Another one I had too was Ursula Corbero. She was also she's the most more of a recent actor. She was a part of that Money Heist. She was the main girl in the Money Heist. She's been in some good movies and everything. Some more of a kind of like indie movies. So she's been a good actor recently. So
Gotcha. Love it. All right. I think that does it, guys. Unless anybody else has anything constructive to add, I do want to remind everybody tomorrow night, make sure you check out the YouTube channel. Jason, George, and myself sat down to do the Sunday Night Live show last night so that George could watch his little wrestling thing. And so we are dropping it as a premiere live tomorrow night. So please go check that out. We will be in the chat to respond to any comments that are in there. So feel free to jump in. We had a fun little trivia game at the end as well. So that was all good and fun. So I want to thank everybody for coming on. Thank everybody. We have 28 viewers still holding on strong. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much and have a great evening.